Brought to you by the Every Dollar app. Start budgeting for free today.
From the Ramsey Network, this is The Ramsey Show, where we help people build wealth, do work that they love, and create amazing relationships. I'm George Kamel, joined by my good pal, Dr. John Delony, and we're taking your calls at 888-825-5225. You call us, and we will share our opinion. And it's worth whatever you paid for it, and today that's $0. So, Chris is going to kick us off in Lima, Ohio. What's going on, Chris?
Hey, gentlemen. Good to talk to you. So, quick question, please. Speaking with another financial advisor, I got some input, and I want to know, why is it better, in your point of view, to pay off my mortgage early with extra principal payments when the projected interest savings by doing that is significantly less than the projected interest gain of investing those extra payments?
I wish we were all robots and math and is all that mattered, Chris. I really do, because this would be a much easier answer. And I don't think you're going to like my answer, and I don't think you're going to pay off your mortgage early.
But hey, can we just say...
Well, let's walk through it.
All things told, if everything works out perfectly, you are correct.
Mm-hmm.
And hopefully that, like...
If you never have a job loss, you never have a divorce, everything works out great,
and the
markets continue to soar.
That's right.
Yes.
And everything is perfectly stable in the financial markets these days, and with everyone's all in on the same leadership. So we're going to just go with that because everyone's pretty comfortable right now with everything, right? So assuming all that works out right, you actually are correct. The math works in your favor. And that's where I at least me personally, and I don't know George's too, we're playing a totally different game. And
okay,
so
about behavior then.
The game is, I want to be at a place where nobody, no government, no people, no bank, no mortgage company, nobody can take away me and my family's home.
Sure.
And so I'm solving for peace. I'm not solving for maximum ROI on every penny in my life. There is places where I try to solve for maximum ROI. Having a house that nobody can take away from me, I personally believe there's a neurological connection to safety. If your body knows they can take away your house, if you lose your job, if you lose anything for any reason in this world where you can get canceled overnight for something you post, if you go to the wrong Coldplay concert, your life is over, right? Like whatever's happening, there's so many outside factors that can take your life away from you. Your brain would be failing you if it let you sleep at night. And so as for me and my house, we opted out of that ROI game on that particular math problem and said, I want to solve for peace. And so when I was paying my mortgage off, I paid probably a 3% sleep tax, and it was worth every single penny.
Okay, that makes sense. Can I have one more question? Do you have time?
And I talked over George. George, what do you think?
No, I want ask your question, and I want to hear your numbers to kind of get a lay of the land here.
Yeah, I can give my numbers. My other question quickly was just when I get to that point of the 15% investment in retirement, does that include employer match, or is that just my contribution?
That's regardless of employer match. So you do 15% of your own money, and whether the employer match is 0% or 10% doesn't change that you've invested 15% of your income.
Okay, perfect.
Okay, can I ask you a question back, brother?
Yeah, you can, sure.
Was that your question, or was that your financial advisor's question?
Yeah, you caught me. I want to do it the Ramsey way, and they're fighting me with numbers, saying, "Well, you realize you're giving up all of this gained interest, right?"
Their whole job is to get you to invest. That's it. That's their entire job. They're not looking holistically at how you sleep at night, what's going on in your marriage, and so that's where I think it's a question in a vacuum.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it's not. I don't think it's a vacuum. They have a fiduciary responsibility to their firm to make as much money as possible, and they probably have some sort of commission triggers on how much money they can get in the door. So yes, they have a vested interest in telling you you're stupid.
Because what you're saying is, hey, I'm going to liquidate my portfolio with my advisor in order to pay off my mortgage, which means he just got a pay cut. Think about that.
And I paid you guys nothing today, right? As you said in the intro.
we get no kickback for telling you to pay off your mortgage or to invest. So I want to tell you that we are unbiased in that regard, other than wanting you to be free.
I'm biased in this way. I'll tell you where I have a bias. I have a bias in looking around at our world and our culture, and everybody's insane. Mm-hmm. And I will tell you that when I call George on a Saturday morning when I'm trying to work out a math problem, George gives me an answer, and he's not insane. He's insane about other things. Make no mistake. True. But like, there is a level of peace that I have a bias towards, that I wish everyone in this culture would lean towards being people of peace, not people of, dude, how do we snap into a Slim Jim and maximize our, because that's making everybody insane. And that's the world my children are inheriting. And I'm sick of it, man. And so I'm going to tell you right now, bro, get another financial advisor. Go to RamseySolutions.com and you can click on Ramsey Trusted and find somebody who will say, hey, I want to do not what's best for me at your expense, but I realize I'll make more money as a business, as a financial advisor over time if you stay with me, and you'll stay with me if I do what's best for you and your family.
Okay.
That'd be my recommendation.
Can I hear your numbers, Chris?
Yeah, go ahead.
Yep. I have a loan balance of $183K.
Okay.
And if I paid, I was throwing out $700 extra a month. My savings and interest is about $71,000. And if I were to invest that $700 a month, just assuming that the interest rate is the same as my house, which is 4.25%, and I have no other investment, which I do, but assuming I'm starting at zero, the growth is $196K.
But you're misunderstanding how interest is calculated on that mortgage. It's essentially front-loaded. And so if you go to see how much you're actually paying in interest this month, you will be baffled to go, oh my God, I didn't make that in my savings account.
Right.
Even with the same amount of money in there. And so it's not apples to apples, number one. Number two, we're also assuming that you're not doing any investing while paying off your mortgage, which is something we've never said to do. We've said always invest 15% before you put an extra dime on the mortgage, which means, how old are you, Chris?
32.
You're 32 years old. So let's forecast this out. What is your principal and interest on your mortgage today?
It is I think it's like it's like $955.
Okay, so about $1,000 right now is what you would free up if you paid off your mortgage early, which then you have the ability to invest for the rest of your life.
That's the other part of your calculation that you're missing, is if you pay your house off in 3 years or 4 years, then you've got $1,000 a month, month over month over month over month, for time eternal.
Mm-hmm.
So the real question is, here's the thing. You're going to be a multimillionaire just the way you've been talking. Now, will you have $5 million or $5.5 million because you did or didn't pay off your mortgage early? That's really what we're talking about here.
Sure.
So that's the optimization part. But the fact that you've burned this many brain calories on it tells me it's just pay it off. You know how many times I've thought about my mortgage interest rate of 0%? None at all. It has freed up my brain space to focus on what really matters. And that's the part that's hard to explain in a radio call.
Sure.
Is the brain space it frees up to not even think about monitoring one more account and arbitraging and making sure that my investments and savings are doing better than my mortgage savings are. And
you have to stay glued to the next thing that the president tweets out, or that the markets are doing, or that what's the tariff in this. Like, you have to stay glued to that because you have to make that spread.
Mm-hmm.
Versus, I don't know. I don't have a mortgage.
I like to control the controllables, and I like to control the knowns. And I know what my interest rate is. I know I can pay it off, and that's something I can control. I don't know what the markets are going to do. I don't know if I'll have a job forever to be able to pay the mortgage. And so that's why I decided to pay off mine early. I hope you do the same, Chris. We're not trying to beat you down. We're having a fun conversation, but we are rooting for you to solve for freedom, my friend.
Hey, this is Dr. John Delony for Churchill Mortgage. Good friends, I have bought multiple homes with Churchill Mortgage because they always shoot straight with me. They tell me the truth. So let me shoot straight with you. When you're getting ready to buy a home, the first step is not house hunting, it's making a plan. Don't settle for tapping a button and just talking to a bot. I want to encourage you to sit down with a guide you can trust, my friends at Churchill Mortgage. They actually see you, they actually care about you, and they'll listen and learn your goals, and most importantly, they will tell you the truth. Churchill has loan experts who focus on you and your unique situation, so your journey ends with a home that's a blessing, not a burden. Churchill Mortgage can even help you become a certified home buyer so that when the time is right and you find the right house, you're ready to make your move. I know the housing market is tough right now. I know, but you probably have more options than you think. Churchill would love to help you figure them out, and they'll do it with honesty and integrity. Learn more at churchillmortgage.com.
This is a paid advertisement. NMLS ID 1591. NMLSconsumeraccess.org. Equal housing lender. 1749 Mallory Lane, Suite 100. Brentwood, Tennessee 37027.
Diane is up next in Louisville, Kentucky. What's going on, Diane? How can we help today?
Hi, guys. Thanks so much to the whole Ramsey team for everything you guys do.
Oh,
My
that's
brother
so
and I
kind.
have a dispute.
Nice. We'll settle it.
So I think he can do his Roth 401k and a Roth IRA, and he tells me he can only do a Roth IRA, and I have all his numbers. So he makes $100,000 a year. He does $8,000 in his Roth IRA every year because he's over 50. His birthday is tomorrow. And he does $7,000 a year in his 401k. But he does have a Roth option.
Okay. And what's the debate?
I think he needs to do the Roth 401k, but he's telling me he can't because he already does the $8,000 a year.
I think we got to
Roth
stop thinking. You
outside.
guys are like the little engine that could. Like, I think I can't just... I mean, you could have Googled this and settled it. You can do a Roth IRA and a Roth 401k.
And it said yes, but then in the verbiage it just kept saying 401 and not Roth.
Okay, so there's a Roth is just a tax treatment on the account. You're using after-tax dollars, you're investing, and then it's not taxed again when you withdraw as long as you're of retirement age. And so you can max out a Roth IRA and you can max out a Roth 401k.
Oh, my gosh, George, you're my favorite because that means I'm right.
That's what I was hoping for. I was like, I hope Diane's on the right side of history. I hope she doesn't hate me.
Give me a chance. Is there something like that your parents did that was mean that I can settle? I'm just kidding.
John needs a win.
I'm just kidding.
No, but I have to tell you, I'm on baby step 7, and Chris, you got to pay off your mortgage, dude.
Yes, thanks. She's referring back to a previous caller.
Exactly. Good
I
call.
love it. Way to go, Diane. Yeah, you are correct on this one. And it's a good, you know what? It is very confusing. And so I will give him that you're like, wait, Roth, there's a traditional Roth and there's an IRA, but there's a 401k. One is through the employer. So it is a little bit messy. But to be clear, you can invest in both. Now, there are income limits for an IRA, but he can always do a backdoor Roth IRA if he doesn't qualify for that. And so that's the only caveat to all of this. But either way, you can do Roth all the way on every type of account. And I love a Roth account because you're investing with after-tax dollars, which means Uncle Sam got his cut now. He ain't taking it later.
And the meta here is listen to your sister.
That's really the underlying
Almost
question behind the question.
all of us need to listen to our sister.
Why would you question your sister?
I don't know, especially when she's holding Google.
Especially when she's in baby step 7 with a paid-for home. I'm like, I'll just do what she's doing. What could go wrong?
I didn't think about that. That's why. Because you have your millionaire older sister, like, hey, it's what you need to do. And you have to be like, no, Yeah,
I love it.
I get that.
Yeah, and actually, you know what's cool is you could do all 15% in baby step 4 in a Roth 401k. If you have good options through your employer, you could do it all right there and not touch the Roth IRA. But it's, you can always utilize that Roth IRA. They're very similar tools in that regard. Just one is connected through your employer and one is outside of your employer. Great question. Let's go to Greta up next in Phoenix. Don't get a lot of Gretas. What an awesome name. What's going on?
Hi, you guys. I'm so glad to be here. I'm 51 years old. I uprooted my life 2 years ago from Atlanta, Georgia, to move to Phoenix to help my brother take care of our mother who has stage 5 kidney disease.
So
she doesn't want to. No, don't be sorry. She doesn't want to do what she's supposed to do. She thinks she's going to get a transplant. She doesn't want to work. She's going to have to work. She lives in an expensive part of Phoenix that her SSI barely takes care of. I had a job here, but I had to quit it because I kept getting eye infections. But I'm constantly looking for work. I'm a phlebotomist. I'm in the healthcare field. I feel this is the worst mistake of my life moving here. I should have stayed at home. I want to do the 7 baby steps, but I can't right now because I don't have a job. But I'm trying, and she is not doing what she's supposed to do. She's thinking that I'm going to be here to help her, and I can't. I got to take care of myself. I can't do.
So listen to me.
I'm so frustrated right now.
Your frustration is right.
This anymore.
Your frustration's right. I applaud you for finally getting to the place where you're going to put your oxygen mask on first, because you're going to be no good to your mom or yourself if you're not paying your own bills and you're not able to look yourself in the mirror, right?
Right.
You're right. You are right. You are right. You are right. And the only thing I can tell you is
I told her
you don't have an easy path forward. So I want you to take the path you're going to have to choose your hard path. I want you to take the path that's going to get you to where you want to be, and because of your mom's health and her stubbornness, where she's going to need you to be in 5 years or in 3 years.
I try to get her to listen to you guys. She doesn't want to do things that are going to better herself. She wants to get into all this computer. She's not computer literate, but she wants to do all this different online marketing crap that she thinks is going to make her
I think
money,
she's falling for a scam is what's happening. She's hopeless and desperate, and she is turning any way she can to find a shortcut out of here, and you're right. She probably is going to get hurt doing it, and John's also right. You don't need to attach yourself to an anchor because you both are going to sink.
So, Greta, can I tell you, your anger's right, your frustration's right, your dismay and heartbreak is all that is right and exactly as it should be. And so this is me sitting across the table from you, looking you directly in the eyes and saying, okay, given this hurt and given the reality that you've been experiencing for so long, and by the way, this didn't just start happening. Your mom's avoided reality your whole life, hasn't she?
Her whole life, yes.
Okay.
Her zip code is in Fantasyland.
My dad even tells.
That's right.
Yeah, she's that way.
So let me ask you. Here's the only question that you can answer. What are you going to do next?
I've been looking for work. I interviewed with LabCorp yesterday. They turned me down because they decided to go with the internal candidate.
Okay.
Everybody likes me. They're not. It's a waiting game. I apply to jobs every day. I apply every day, 2 and 3 companies every day.
What does a phlebotomist make?
Not much. I told them I need to be making at least $20 an hour, at least.
Okay, will you do me a favor? This is going to feel insulting, but I don't mean it that way. Will you look around your community and see if you can make $20 or $19 an hour at Starbucks or at Arby's? And I know you went and got trained for a thing, but I want to see if there's other jobs you can get, because right now you have a math problem you got to solve on top of an identity problem, on top of a really stubborn parent who's dying right in front of you. And so I want to tackle one of these things as we can. And if you keep banging your head up against the wall, people love you. I like you. And just talking to you for 2 seconds, I like you. And I get my blood drawn all the time because I'm a nerd. I would love to have you to hang out with you in the morning while you're poking holes in me. I would love that. But if there's not a job available right now for you, then you have to have the courage to put your ego aside and go to option number 2 and 3.
Okay.
Right?
Okay. And I live close to, I've applied at Circle K.
Yep.
Got turned down. I've applied at Fry's, got turned down, but I'm going to walk up here to, because I don't have transportation either. Okay. She argues with me about her car. I'm trying to get work, but I can walk to Taco Bell. I'm going to go up here and see if they need any help, because I can work there.
Hey, can I ask you, where is home for you? It's not here. Where's home for you? Where do you got friends?
Atlanta, Georgia. And I miss it so bad. I wish I had to move.
Okay. Will you call some friends in Atlanta and see if there's work opportunities there for you?
Yeah.
Because there's going to come a day when your mom's housing is going to say she has to leave because she's not living in reality. She's got bills. And that might be when
I can't help her and then try to help myself at the same time.
You can't.
Your job right now is to break the cycle.
Yeah.
Your job is not to help your mom at this point.
Because you're not helping her. You're just in service to her.
Yes.
right? And so the best way you can help her is that you're in a stable financial, emotional, and relational position 2 years from now when things get desperate for her, which they're going to because she refuses to listen to you. And if you're surrounded by community and you got stable work and you got a place to live, then you're going to be in a position to help her when she's going to need you most, and she will. It's been an honor to talk to you, my friend.
Okay, Rachel, the internet officially knows too much about all of us.
So much, George. I mean, our names, our addresses, even our relatives' names. And what's crazy is even if you opt out, data broker websites can still get your info.
Don't like that.
No.
And just a year ago, get this, the average person had about 300 pieces of personal data floating around online. Now it's over 600. It has doubled in a year.
You guys, that is so concerning because that info then can be used in phishing scams, impersonation, and even harassment. So that's why George and I both use and love Delete Me.
Yes, Delete Me scrubs your personal info from hundreds of these data broker sites, not just once, but all year long. And there's real privacy experts behind the scenes doing this, not bots. So this is digital hygiene we all need.
We all need it. And then they will send you a detailed report showing exactly where they found your data and what they removed. And you can even request custom removals if you have something specific you want them to look out for.
Exactly. And this is not being paranoid. This is staying protected. And so far, Delete Me has removed my info from 240 listings and saved me 94 hours of time it would have taken me to do it.
I love it. And you guys, in a world where strangers can Google your grandma and get enough info to scam her in just 2 clicks, Delete Me gives you peace of mind.
Yes, so go to joindeleteme.com/Ramsey for 20% off. And that discount brings their annual plans down to about $9 a month. So go check it out, joindeleteme.com/Ramsey. If anyone in your life depends on your income, you need life insurance. Now, we only recommend term life insurance, and life insurance has one job and one job only. It replaces your income if you were to pass away. We never recommend whole life or permanent life insurance because it tries to do 2 jobs at once, insurance and investing, and it does a terrible job at both, while being wildly expensive. You only need life insurance while someone depends on you financially. So if you're like most people, you need a policy worth 10 to 12 times your annual income for a term length of 15 to 20 years. This will help you, help your family to cover their finances and cover the bills if something were to happen to you. And this should be a level policy, which means the premium stays the same price throughout the life of the policy. So $50 year, month after month, year after year for that 15 to 20 years. That's what you want to look for. And if you want some more info and resources on this, use our free term life insurance guide. Go to RamseySolutions.com/term life guide or click the link in the description if you're listening on YouTube or podcast. It'll be the best few minutes you spend today. Diane is in Venice, Florida, up next. How can we help, Diane?
Yes, hi. Okay, I have a question. My husband and I are, I'm 56 and he's 60 years old. And we have approximately $39,000 in an IRA and approximately $45,000 in American funds. It's through Vanguard. Those 2 things.
Is that non-retirement?
And then, yeah, that's our retirement. And then we have 3 IRAs in Jackson, and they are $15,000 each. We bought and sold a house down here, and we made $100,000. So we've been having that sitting in a CD, earning 4% for the last year. So, but that's our entire retirement. You know what I mean? So,
yeah. Are you renting right now?
Wondering, what's that?
Are you renting right now?
No, we own our home, which is worth probably around $300,000.
Okay, no mortgage?
No mortgage.
Wonderful. So this is extra gravy on top. You have an extra $100,000 to invest. Where would I invest it if I was in your shoes, knowing that you don't have a big nest egg to retire off of?
Right.
You guys are going to be working for a while longer, right?
Yes. I'll definitely be working for a while, for sure.
Okay. So if
around 55,000 together a year. So
how much?
Between 65.
Together, you make 65 a year?
Yeah.
Why is that? That feels low for a couple in their 50s and 60s.
I know. My husband has arthritis, so he was almost crippled actually at one point in his life. He's got really bad autoimmune deficiency disease, so he's not able to earn a lot.
Yeah. Well, the good news is you have a big pile of money, at least, to help kickstart this. So what I would do personally in your shoes, following through these baby steps, you're in baby step 7, so you can invest as much as you want, and I would invest as much as you can. And for me, that would mean maxing out all the retirement accounts I can first. All those tax-advantaged accounts are going to be your friend. And once you do that, you're going to have a bunch of money left over. I would go ahead and put that in that, non-retirement American Funds Vanguard account. And so as you walk through our retirement or investing strategy, it's match beats Roth beats traditional. So take advantage of any match you guys can get through your employer, then go to any Roth options you have, then to traditional, and then beyond that, if you max all your retirement accounts out, just invest in that non-retirement brokerage account for the rest of it. And over the long haul, your money should double about every 7 years based on the track return of the stock market. So if you guys worked another 10 years, 100K turns into 200K. Now, that's good. That's not like do whatever we want in retirement kind of money. And so you're going to need to find a way to increase that income and get that nest egg a little kickstart that it needs to get going. But I'm wishing you guys the best, especially with his health and the income. Jessica is in Fresno up next. What's going on, Jessica?
Hi, good morning. Thank you for taking my call.
Sure. What's going on?
I'm 39, my husband's 40, and we have quite a bit of debt, about $240,000 total. I have $140,000 in student loans. And I'm just wondering, what is the best, we're in baby step 2, what is the best way to start living below our means so that we can get to a place of tackling all the debt?
I love this question. It tells me you're ready, and you're going to love this answer. The best way to live below your means is to live below your means. And here's the tactical way to do that. It's with a budget. The budget is going to be your best friend when it comes to getting out of this mess because it will hold up a financial mirror every single day, every single week, every single month to show you, hey, 10 grand came in and 11 grand went out. Let's stop that by setting up categories, getting some control of this, and going, hey, any extra money beyond our basic bills needs to go towards the debt, not to DoorDash.
Yeah, and I'm a spender, and I'm a musician, so a lot of half of my income is very flexible, like comes in, sometimes it's cash, and so coffee here, coffee there, and, and I'm trying to buckle down and say, like, okay, coffee at home, and, I'll eat at home, and so that's been something that's difficult. But I'm ready to do it. I'm worried about our cars because I owe $15,000 on a BMW, and I sort of wish I would have gone for something cheaper and more affordable. But I went with like a flashier car, and so it's not that much more. But I mean, it is $15,000.
What's the other $100,000 in debt? So you have $140,000 in your student loans, $15,000 in the car. That means there's $85,000 left.
Yeah, there's his truck is about 40 grand, and credit cards. He has 3 or 4 credit cards, and
sounds like two spenders fell in love and got married.
Yeah.
What's your household income?
Well, it was me that went for that truck, and I regret it that I pushed him to get that truck. I just wanted him to have something nice, and the household income. Per year, or?
Yes, per year.
Per year is about 110.
Whew. You guys have a lot of car. I mean, is that the only 2 vehicles you own? Anything else with wheels or motors in it?
That's it.
Okay. I would highly consider selling that truck, which will just get a monkey off your back at least. What's the truck worth?
We put mean, it's probably worth a good. It's a Sierra Denali. It's a nice truck. It is. It's just that it hurts because we put like $18,000.
Jessica.
Down.
Jessica.
I don't care if you attached a pony to the back. You're $250,000 in consumer debt.
You can't breathe, kid.
I know.
Sell the truck. And
this is called sunk cost fallacy.
Exactly. Sell your BMW too, because the maintenance on a used BMW is incredibly expensive versus the maintenance on a used Camry. Sell your BMW, and part of this is you having an ego tax. You have walked around telling everybody you're a musician, that you're a songwriter, that you're this, you're that, and you've tried to prove to the world, not through album sales, but through flashy things. Now's the time to kill that part of your ego and choose safety and peace.
What was your degree in?
I'm ready to kill that ego.
Good.
I have a master's in Chicano studies. I am a faculty. I am a adjunct faculty. So
Great.
I'm teaching as well, not full time.
I know, but I was an adjunct for years. That's like $1,700 a semester, or $3,000 if you're really lucky. It doesn't pay anything, but it sounds awesome.
Yeah,
it sounds awesome to say I'm a musician and I'm a professor. Those two things don't have an economic reality with the world you're living, right?
Right.
Okay, let's sell the BMW and buy a Corolla, and let's sell the truck and buy a 2010 F-150, and then let's tackle this debt with real money, not with fancy titles.
Like if I owe 15 on the BMW and I sell it for 4,
you'll need the difference you're underwater on. Sell them private party, get as much money as you can for them. Any difference that you need to make up for either needs to be saved up quickly or come from a personal loan from a credit union.
And somebody will buy that BMW for more than $4,000 unless you are just wickedly upside down, at which you're going to have to pay what we call a stupid tax. You have to pay that $10,000 and it's sunk money.
You both are going to need to work 3 or 4 jobs for the next few years to clean this up. But it's definitely possible. But like John said, we got to put down our ego and just get to work.
Statistics show that half of Americans don't have enough life insurance, or they don't have any at all. I don't understand this, John. Why don't people want to take care of their family? They think they're going to die or something?
Well, I used to be one of those guys. I didn't even think about it. And one of my buddies said, hey, the only reason to not have life insurance is if you hate your wife and kids. And I immediately went and got term life insurance.
That's a gut punch.
And you're telling me, and for decades, Dave, I've sat across people who've lost a spouse. They've lost somebody important to them.
Me too.
They don't know what to do next.
Me too. I mean, you're going to have a crisis here. And, you got 2 options while you're sitting and talking to a young widow. She's concerned about how she's going to invest all this money properly and not mess this up, or she's concerned how she's going to eat tomorrow.
That's exactly
These are the 2 options.
And
take care of your dadgum family, man.
Term life insurance can replace income, pay off debts, cover funeral expenses, so your family can actually have the opportunity to just be sad.
Yeah.
To just miss you.
That's exactly what it's supposed to be. It's saying I love you to your family. Term life insurance. Jeff Zander and the team at Zander Insurance makes it easy and affordable. I've used them personally for 25 years. They're the only people I trust. Go to Zander.com or call 800-356-4282.
If you're enjoying this show or any other Ramsey shows or shows on the Ramsey Network, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, hit the share button. It means the world, and it does more than you know. You guys are the best marketing plan we have to keep spreading hope. Roland is up next in Orange County, California. What's going on, Roland?
Hey, how you guys doing?
Doing great. What's up with you?
Not much. Just been listening to you guys' podcast for the past couple of weeks. Feeling a bit inspired and excited, actually.
Love it.
Just wanted to see, I'm just trying to get out of a rut. Just trying to see if you guys be able to navigate me in the right pathway. In 2016, I used to be a small business owner. I used to sell used cars. and it was good for like the first year. I wasn't much of a businessman. I ended up walking away with almost about $30,000 or $28,000 in IRS debt, and since then it's obviously accumulated. I'm no longer a businessman. I was doing that for almost 2 to 3 years, and it didn't work out, unfortunately. I'm actually just a straight 9-to-5 guy. I'm a truck driver for a living now, and I have that debt over me, and it's pretty much stopped me from making the big leap of marrying my longtime girlfriend, simply on the fact that I didn't want to pass that debt on to her, and so I personally took care of it. So I just
what do you
wanted
mean
to
you
see if
took
you
care
had
of
any
it?
advice. I mean, no, till I take care of it, till I pay the debt off.
Number one, okay, we're going to talk about the debt. Number one, if you're waiting on this to marry this person, that's just your ego talking. Marry this person.
Or there's other fears that you're not sharing with us about why you haven't put a ring on it.
I get wanting to be like, hey, I don't want her to have to take care of anything, but if she's been with you this long, she's picked you. Go get married, dude. Go get married this weekend. And that's 100% straight up ego. And the reason I'm starting there before we get to the math problem is you have to set your ego aside to work this plan and become free. Ego is what gets all of us into this mess in the first place. We start businesses, we have no business, no experience. We buy cars we can't afford. We don't start our life because we're afraid that people are going to find out what we actually owe. Like, it's just ego, ego, ego. So, dude, set that aside. Tell your girlfriend I love you and I love you to be with me. And then your debt will become y'all's debt. But, dude, let's get this thing knocked out.
Okay.
Do you have any other debt?
Yeah, I have about $7,000 in credit card debt, and then a car note that it's probably around $23,000.
And what do you make?
How much do you make in this 9-to-5?
I take home after taxes almost around 70.
Okay, that's good. We got a good income to work with.
In California, you're probably making $440,000 if you bring home 70, right?
Yeah, it's a lot of overtime.
Way to go. Well, the good news is you can clean this up because you're making what, $6,000 a month?
No, it's roughly it's about $1,500 a week. So yeah, like $5,600 around there.
Okay, I was like $1,500 a week is $6,000 a month, man. I mean, my toddler I think could have crunched those numbers. All right,
we're gonna start with a shout out to math, Roland.
So shout out to math real quick. Next piece
Shout out to math.
Next piece of business. You have $30,000 in debt to the IRS. That's going to go to the top of your debt payoff list. So the credit cards, you're going to make minimum payments. The car loan, make minimum payments. The IRS debt, you need to get off your back. Have you been filing your taxes every year since?
Yeah, just normal.
Have you owed?
You know, I do get some, like I would have gotten maybe $2,400, and they just take that, so I don't get nothing back. So my other question was, do I put a little withholdings on that? Do I put me as a one dependent, or just
your withholdings aren't the problem here? I mean, they're going to take it. If you get a refund, they're just going to take it. If you owe, they're going to take it. It's going to add to your debt.
And if you play the withholding games, here's what you're essentially doing. You're essentially saying, hey, government, I want to loan you some of my money interest-free. And y'all do what you think is best with it. Does that sound even remotely wise?
Nope.
No. Let's don't play that game.
But when your debtor is the one giving you the money, or the creditor, that's a problem because they're just not going to give you the money because you owe them money. And so you owe $30,000 total right now?
It's gone up, so I don't know what that interest rate is.
Well, there's a bit of homework.
Yeah.
Let's figure out what
it's gone up to like $34,000 now that it is.
Let's call it $34,000. What are your total expenses in a given month? If you just bare bones, here's what I need to survive. We're not eating out. We're not getting snacks at the gas station. We're going to work. We're going home, paying the bills. What do those expenses add up to?
Well, we spend, we meal prep and stuff, so that saves us money during the week. So we spend about almost $400 every weekend for food, and then the mortgage is $16. Actually, I rent with my soon-to-be wife in my mom's house, but our mortgage is about $16. I'm actually on the will.
You rent at your mom's house, but you have a mortgage? Are you paying her mortgage?
Well, technically, it's she puts in a little bit. That house was given to me and my mother. It was passed on. But I had to take myself off the wheel because it can only be from mother to daughter. I'm the grandchild.
Okay, neither here nor there. I apologize for the rabbit trail, but can you keep your expenses below $3,000? Can you keep your total expenses? Okay, that means there is $3,000 left over every month. You tracking with me?
Yes, sir.
If you apply that $3,000 towards the debt, the $34,000, how many months is it going to take you to become debt free? Say 11.
Okay.
So 11 months from now, you've paid the IRS off if nothing changes, if you don't get a raise.
Okay.
Now, you can do basic math. What has stopped you from doing that for the last almost decade?
I was under the assumption that I could save up some money and then try to offer a lump sum payment to them because I heard that they do like some type of settlement. And if you did the settlement and
dude, it's the IRS, not Capital One. Yeah. You're not going to settle with these people. It's the government. So here's the deal. That's the math problem. Now you have to actually change your life in order to make that happen. Every single month, $3,000 needs to go to the IRS, come hell or high water. Can you commit to that?
Yes, absolutely. If there's no other option, yeah.
This is it. I don't have a shortcut for you. Don't run to some debt settlement company who's going to handle it. Roland handles it.
Okay.
But
yeah,
listen,
that was always in the back of my mind, that option, but yeah,
listen,
you're right.
You're looking for shortcuts.
Have you ever in your life saved up $30,000 just cash, holding it?
Never done that.
Okay,
no.
Then don't ever pretend like that's gonna be your solution out of a problem. You've never done that. Okay? Number 2, have you ever solved a problem in your life by avoiding it?
No. Absolutely not.
When we get off the phone with us, I want you to call the IRS and say, I have an outstanding tax bill that I need to make right with you all. Can I get a tax payoff plan? And they will look at everything. They will give you a financial enema, and they will go spelunking to find out how much you make and how much you're worth and all that, and then they'll come up with a payment plan. But at least these penalties will stop accruing every month, every year. There's only one way through this, and that's to call and settle up. And my hope is they say, okay, we're going to do this until you give us $28,000, or they might say it's going to be 40. Either way, you're going to finally have an answer, and you're going to know.
Right.
But avoiding this thing is not going away.
The
Same
only way
as your
out.
marriage.
Yeah, the only way out of this is through it. There's no shortcuts.
Right.
And so it's just you putting as much money away as possible. Keep working that overtime. Can you commit to this for a year of just real intense sacrifice?
Oh, absolutely. One thing about me, I'm a good disciplined person. So
except for your taxes.
Except for saving up to purchase anything major in your life.
Ever saving any pennies.
You've got an incredible work ethic.
Yeah.
You're not scared of work, and that tells me that you have hope.
Right.
Okay, I'm going to give you one more thing. The shame around money for men is especially acute. It's powerful. It makes us feel like losers, right?
Right.
Like, I don't make enough. You even apologized when you on the beginning of this call because, like, I was a business owner. Now I'm just 9-to-5 guy. I want you to hold your head up high. We've all made money mistakes, man, and none of us are where we dreamed of being. Fine. Let's deal with reality. And as George said, you can't go around it. You got to go right through it. Hang on the line. We're going to hook you up with Financial Peace University and Every Dollar so you and your girlfriend, soon-to-be wife, can start making a budget. We got you, brother.
From Ramsey Network, this is The Ramsey Show, where we help people build wealth, do work that they love, and create amazing relationships. I'm Ramsey personality George Kamel, joined by best-selling author Dr. John Delony, and we're taking your calls at 888-825-5225. Jared is joining us from Mississippi. What's going on, Jared?
Oh, man, just trying to stay busy.
I feel that. What's your question today?
So my question is, so I guess to make a long story short, I made some very bad decisions in purchasing some vehicles because I thought I was a millionaire and I'm not. So I've got Two vehicles. One I owe $35,000 on, and one I owe right at $40,000. I'm making a combined payment of, both payments together, I'm making probably over $1,700 a month on these vehicles.
Goodness gracious.
Yeah, I know.
That feels like all of your money. How much are you making?
I make probably on the low end about $4,500 a month.
Are you commission based? Where's the irregular income coming from?
I'm hourly, and I bring in $31 an hour.
But is it a consistent 40 hours a week?
It's a guaranteed 45 hours a week.
Okay, good.
And so...
so you're making about 65, 70 gross a year?
Yeah, roughly. I also have a small auto glass business that I just opened up.
How much do you owe on that?
I do on the weekends. I haven't really had it. So far, I've only done probably about $3,000 worth of work.
I know, but what did you borrow to even open that door?
I didn't have to borrow anything. That was a good thing. I'm a mechanic, so I already had all the tools.
Oh, great. Okay, cool. That's awesome.
So what other debt do you have outside of these two cars?
I've got some medical debt. That doesn't add up to a lot. I've probably got, probably $5,000 in medical debt, and then probably about $5,000 in credit card debt. I guess the biggest question that I had was, I've been trying to get rid of these vehicles because I make enough money to where I could buy a vehicle outright if I wasn't spending it on these vehicles every month.
Agreed.
Both vehicles have been listed for probably about 6 months now, and I haven't been able to sell them.
Where are you listing these cars at?
They're just on Facebook Marketplace for now.
Okay, how are you getting the value for them? Are you looking at Kelley Blue Book and getting a private party value?
I've got them both listed high. I've got them. They're listed for less than what I owe on them, but I still haven't gotten any bites on them.
Well, that's just hashtag economics. If you're listing them for more than they're worth, then they're not going to sell. Ta-da!
So I guess my biggest question is what
hold on.
The best
the biggest question is, how can you price these cars so they'll get sold tomorrow? Because every month you hang on to them, you're putting out $1,700 more dollars.
Right.
So every
if they
month
don't sell for 6 months, you just lost $10,000.
That's exactly right.
Exactly.
Whereas you might have had to eat that $10,000 and gone to a local credit union, and if you've been making your payments, you could take out $10,000, pay off the balance of these cars, get the new owners their titles, and you're now not on the hook for depreciating assets to the tune of however many tens of thousands of dollars. You just owe $10,000 to a local credit union.
So I could go to a local credit union and get a loan to pay the difference for what I owe on? Because
yes,
last time I tried to sell the cars to a dealership at one point, and
no, don't do that. They're going to offer you pennies.
Right.
You have to price it to where it's cheaper for somebody to buy it from you than it is from a dealer.
Right.
Have you tried some of these online sites to get bids on what they would take for it?
I did I can't remember which website that was, but I know that.
Try them all and just see what they offer you, because they might offer you what you would have listed it for, and you can be done with this today.
Right. I know the last time I did it, it was looking like I was going to be about $16,000 upside down combined for both of them.
Well, here's the deal. If you hang on to these cars for another 8 months, you will have paid $16,000 in payments.
Right.
And so you've got to start doing the math of what's worth it to get out of this payment and get freed up so that you can focus on knocking out the rest of your debts and getting an emergency fund in place. Do you have anything in savings or anything else you can sell?
No. I've sold almost I used to have four-wheelers and a boat and all this, and I've sold everything.
Where are you living right now?
Our house. I'm in a rental house right now.
You got roommates?
I'm married, and I have one kid and another one that will be born tomorrow.
Wow.
Congrats, man. Congrats.
That's awesome. Well, is your wife, is she going to be going back to work, or is she going to be staying home? What's the plan?
She stays at home. We're single. I'm the only income for us.
What cars are these, dude? What kind?
One is a 2021 F-150, Ford F-150, and then one is a 2023 Toyota RAV4.
Okay, which one are you the most upside down on?
Probably the F-150. The highest offer I've gotten on it was, I think, $25,000, and I owe $40,000 to hit. So I guess that's more.
That thing's definitely worth more than $25,000.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, that's what I think, but so far I haven't found anybody else.
But I guess if you're in Mississippi and you're Jared, you just want to buy it new instead of off some dude named Jared off Facebook.
Yeah.
Man, this is a tough situation you got yourself in, and the best way out of it is fast, because you got a baby coming tomorrow. That would put a fire under me to get rid of these cars. Now you're going to need different cars to drive, won't you?
Right. Which I have. I mean, my parents and in-laws have both stated that they could help us get a vehicle, a cheap vehicle that would get us by, which I do own another truck. I've got an old, paid-off 86 model Dodge that I've had all my life.
And it's still running fine?
Oh, yeah.
So you can drive that. Baby. Now we need something for your wife to drive. Could she borrow an in-law's car, or they get her something cheap?
Right. We can get her something cheap if I can just get rid of the vehicles.
What do you owe on the RAV4?
$35,000, I think, is my payoff.
Alrighty, dude.
So you're making $65,000, and you have cars that total $75,000.
Yes.
That's bad, man.
Ouch.
Yeah, it's terrible.
But let's say this: if you what do you owe on the RAV4? I mean, I'm sorry, not what do you owe, but what do you think it's worth on Kelley Blue Book with real numbers, not your imaginary numbers?
It's been a while since I checked it. I want to say Kelley Blue Book's right at 30 or 32.
Okay, so if you put it up today and sold it for 30, that's $5,000, and you sell that truck and you get 30 for that truck, then you've cleared $60,000 worth of debt, and you've traded $65,000 worth of debt for $15,000. That's a trade I'll make every day of the week.
So I guess what would be my best option of finding someone to be able to give me that?
A lot of work, a lot of hustle.
Yeah,
check
hustle,
everywhere
man.
you
Make
can.
it a job. Think about it this way: you're going to be making $40,000 on this transaction. You'll write yourself $40,000. Just get after it, man.
These days, business as usual is anything but. Tariffs make trade policy a moving target, supply chains are squeezed, and cash flow is probably tighter than ever. So if your business can't adapt in real time, you're in a world of hurt. That's why you need NetSuite by Oracle, trusted by more than 42,000 businesses, including Ramsey Solutions. You need to see what's happening, what's stuck, and what's costing you, and how to fix it. And NetSuite is the #1 cloud-based business management suite because it helps your business make the right decisions fast. It brings accounting, financial management, inventory, and HR into one place so you're not left shuffling a dozen different spreadsheets. That gives you the visibility you need to make quick decisions based on actionable data. And NetSuite AI automates everyday tasks so your team can focus on strategy. It's one system for full control and no guesswork to tame the chaos. And right now, if you're leading a business doing more than $1 million in annual revenue, download NetSuite's free ebook, Navigating Global Trade, 3 Insights for Leaders, at netsuite.com/Ramsey. That's netsuite.com/Ramsey.
Brody's in Denver, Colorado up next. How can we help today, Brody?
Thank you so much for taking my call. My wife and I have a question for you guys about purchasing a home in the near future.
Love it.
We got married 2 years ago, and we paid off our student loans and recently moved to Colorado about a year ago. We make $160,000 a year, and we have a $4,000 car loan that we're about to pay off next month, and we have an emergency fund for 6 months and about $50,000 saved up right now. The question is, based off your principles of only going to 25% of our total income, we really can't afford much in Denver. My work is in Denver. I'm in sales, so I have to stay in this area. So we're just trying to figure out what we should do.
Yeah, this is a math problem that is plaguing young professionals all over the country, especially in urban, like what I would call the cool cities, right?
Yep.
And I guess the challenge is, like, when we get asked this question is, A, we both experience this. We live here, and in other times, if we had our same salaries, we'd be living in very different houses. And I can't in good conscience, like, give you bad math, like, right, like a math problem is going to put you and your family at risk. Does that make sense?
Yeah, so we've been approved for homes that are, in the 600s.
Oh, of course you have.
Yeah,
right.
The bank will approve you for pretty much anything. They're happy.
Because look, your local bank, never mind. I'll go down a rabbit hole here. Like most banks don't hold the risk. They continue to sell loans and sell loans, which means they don't have any skin in the game, and they keep passing that skin along to somebody else who bundles it all up and says, we'll hold all of this for a potential return, and that's how you get big messes. But they are gonna offer you the moon, right? And it's frustrating when then you say, hey, what's this way how much can I safely own? And then you call us and we're like, yeah, way less than that. George, what's the numbers?
I mean, the numbers here are, if you make 160, do you take home 10 grand a month?
Yes, about. And then with commission, sometimes even more.
Great. So let's call it 12K a month. And so 25%, you're looking at 3 grand?
Yes.
Okay. So now the math equation goes, okay, what can we get for 3 grand? And if we can't get it, do we need to move further out? Do we need to go look at a townhome? Do we need to pause for another 2 years and keep saving up the down payment? And so that opens up the opportunities and the options instead of going, well, we can't afford now, so woe is me. And the other piece here is why are you hanging on to the car debt, but you have $50,000 in savings?
Yeah, that's something we've been discussing. My company pays for my car, so I've been debating on paying it off in lump sum as we're trying to shop the market. But we've decided that we're going to pay it off next month.
If they pay for your car, why are you in debt?
They give you a monthly stipend.
Okay. So they give you the monthly stipend, which covers the payment. So you're going, well, it's not hurting me.
Yes, and as we're trying to time the market with, homes go quickly in Denver, especially in good school districts. We're looking to buy.
What do you know that we don't know, Brody? How are you timing the market? What wizardry is this?
Well, we're just trying to find a home that is in a location we love and that's going to be able to build a family there, right? In
so
Denver,
you know what the Fed's going to do with rates? Don't gatekeep. I'm not sure the Fed knows what they're going to do. So if Brody knows.
You're talking about timing it like you want to have cash on hand the moment your realtor calls you and says, hey, we heard one's going up. Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah.
But you're not in a place to be home shopping right now. Yeah. We still have a ways to go because, let me rephrase what started the call. We moved to one of the most expensive areas of the nation, and we can't afford a house right now.
Okay.
How old are you guys?
I'm 24 and my wife is 23.
Beautiful. Here's the good news. You guys have an incredible income and you're super young. And there's no national law that I'm aware of yet that says you have to own a home before you're 25 or else you're a loser.
There is bad advice from father-in-laws. But other than that, there's no
well,
like
you
law.
shouldn't be throwing away money on rent, son.
Don't pissing it away, young man. Like
no son-in-law of mine's. So here's you got to turn off the noise, turn off all the opinions, turn off the internet telling you that you need to arbitrage and get 7 rentals by the time you're 30, and instead just focus on what's going to create peace for your house. And that might mean just stacking up 50 grand for the next 3 years.
Okay.
To have 200 grand down.
Here's the other option, brother. George and his wife started with a townhome. Me and my wife moved way the heck outside of town.
Okay.
And both of us eventually moved to different places. But that's where that was the choice we had to make. It was a math problem.
Yeah.
And George and his wife wanted to live closer to town. They like things like running water and cell service. My wife and I liked the idea of just being opportunistic in case it all comes down, right? So we're out in the woods.
The word septic makes me want to throw up in my mouth.
Exactly.
So I will not.
Exactly.
I will not have anything to do with that.
But like that's not. We're not giving you advice that we don't follow ourselves. And both of us made different choices, but both of us were faced. Both me and George and our wives were faced with a math problem.
And I wish that my wife and I were making $160,000 at 24 years old. That's incredible.
Yes.
And so the sky's the limit for you guys. And once you're out of all this debt, you could stack away $60,000 a year, couldn't you? $70,000 a year.
Yeah.
Think about that.
And that's how you beat the 25% curve is a huge down payment. Because if you walk in with $300,000,
so you save up $75,000 a year for 2 more years on top of your 50. That's $200,000 down. And it might be on a quote-unquote starter home that isn't your quote-unquote forever home. 2 of my least favorite words.
Right.
And so we go, okay, we can afford a $400,000 house or $450,000, which means it's a townhome that's further out from the city, and we can afford that, get that paid off, and then we'll step it up later on.
And by the way, you'll be all of 26 when this happens.
Yeah, that's, we're not trying to rush things. We're just trying to build generational wealth.
Awesome.
We're not having pressure from other people. I think we're listening to your guys' principles, and we're trying to build a life for our kids and grandkids, and
I love
live
that
differently. So
one of my favorite quotes is from Warren Buffett when they said, "What's one of your greatest strategies?" And he said, "Time."
Yeah.
One of the reasons he got so wealthy is because he's lived so long. And that money's had time to just grow and grow and grow. So yeah, dude, if y'all put a note on a calendar that said by January of 27 we want to be in a home that we own, and we're gonna save like BA and ANAS to get there, dude, that's awesome. And by the way, your marriage will be stronger because of it too, because y'all have a joint goal early on in your marriage, and that'll be amazing. And if one of you loses your income, if the market does something crazy up or down, y'all will be ready to rock and roll because you'll have one of the most incredible assets a human can have, and that's cash in the bank ready to be deployed when a good deal comes along.
Where would you suggest we keep the cash in the bank? Because that's another thing is I don't want it to just sit there, and I have it in a high-yield savings account.
That's where me and George put our money.
If it's a goal that's less than 4 or 5 years out, I'm going to park it in a high-yield savings account. Because if you're like
my money
me,
is right now.
You will have anxiety through the roof if you're watching that number go up and down, and you're hoping that by the time you close on that house, the market is on the upside.
Yeah, you can use a lot of words to describe our current economic system, but stable is not one of them.
Okay, and then in the meantime, should we be maxing out like Roth IRAs? Because I think we can do both with still like having over 20% of a down payment if we are waiting for the next year or so.
I mean, if you're in 3B, you could pause investing for 2 years and just go full throttle, saving up the down payment. But right now, you have competing priorities. I want to build wealth, and also I want to be in a home. And so you might need to go, hey, we're going to do up to the match, and then beyond that, it's going to go to the down payment for just a year or two. Or you go, hey, we're going to max out retirement accounts, but that means we're not going to get a house for an extra, 6 to 12 months. It's going to delay us.
Okay.
So I would sit down with your wife and make peace with whatever plan you choose and just stick with it and ride it out until the numbers make sense. And I know it's conservative, but man, we get calls every day. People bid off more than they can chew. There's foreclosures. They want to sell because it's too stressful. Life happens. Someone lost a job.
Somebody has twins. Like, it's just life. Life is life, man.
And to give you comfort, I didn't buy that townhome with my wife until I was 30 years old. And so, again, there's no rush on this. I know it feels like everything needs to happen now. It's just not true. It's just the pace of the internet and social media that's causing you to feel that way. But, dude, the sky's the limit for you guys. The world is your oyster. I'm wishing you guys the most success. And pay off the car loan today. I don't care who's paying the bill. That loan is your debt.
I get it. Switching banks is a pain in the you-know-what. But if your bank doesn't line up with your money goals, it's time to make the switch to Fair Winds Credit Union. Listen, You guys know how I feel about big banks. They make money when you stay broke, charging you overdraft fees, pushing credit cards, and telling you debt is normal. And that's why I only work with folks who help you, not just profit off of you. Fairwinds is different. They're owned by their members. They're nonprofit, and they share our values. They even advertise with billboards saying they want their members to be debt-free. So they built the Smart Checking and Savings Bundle just for Ramsey fans. You can open your account online in minutes, and here's what you get. Free checking with no minimums and no monthly fees. Savings with a high APY to help you in baby step 1 and beyond. And a mobile app that actually makes sense. Plus, you also get access to over 33,000 fee-free ATMs and more than 5,000 affiliated branches nationwide. So don't settle for a bank that slows your progress down. Choose one that's built to help you win with money. Go to fairwinds.org/Ramsey and open your Smart Bundle today.
Fairwinds is federally insured by the NCUA.
Welcome back to the Ramsey Show. Open phones at 888-825-5225. If you're tired of living paycheck to paycheck, feeling like you can't get ahead, join one of our free Every Dollar trainings. There are new trainings every week this month. They're all hosted by one of our Ramsey personalities, myself included. We're going to show you how to stick to a budget and find $9,000 of margin using Every Dollar so you can get out of debt and start building wealth. Plus, you can ask your questions during the live Q&A. Sign up for free at ramseysolutions.com/webinar. Mark is up next in Naples, Italy. Is that correct, Mark?
That's right, John. Appreciate you guys taking my call.
Absolutely.
What's up? So I'll jump right into it. So I'm in the military. I've been serving for 19 years, and I'm kind of looking at the last 4 years of my career, looking at retirement, and I've got a few questions regarding kind of finances, moves, and things like that. Right now, I think financially we're doing okay. We're a net worth of about $1.1 million.
Amazing.
We've got about $250K in retirement funds, about 60K cash on hand, 40K of which is invested in index funds. But the big question I have is I've got about $693K of debt, which is all mortgages from rental properties I own. So similar to your previous caller, I was really trying to, in my earlier 30s, stack up a bunch of rental properties, which is good. They've all appreciated over time, but I'm in this dilemma where I'm coming down from making approximately $10K a month, which is doing all right for our single family income, which has been awesome because we've allowed my wife to stay at home with the kids. But we're going to take a cut when I finally retire. And I guess I'm just trying to see where do you, I know I need to look at paying off this debt and as I pivot, but I'm just trying to see what I should do. And I have the numbers broken down if you want to go deeper on those.
How many properties do you own?
So I have 4 properties right now, one of which is actually located in Germany, but I have 3 in the U.S., 2 in Virginia and 1 in Florida.
Okay, and what's the total worth of these properties?
Yeah, so right in total, their estimated value is about 1.5 mil is what I'm coming up with, and that's, I would say, a fairly conservative investment, or estimate, excuse me. Okay,
is there any that are a real pain in the rear that you'd want to sell?
I have one, but they're all stabilized right now. But the one, I shouldn't have bought it, but the other 3 are really well stabilized, and I'm making about $1,650 on those. But I'm just recycling that money right back into those properties, and I don't touch any of the money that comes in on those rental properties. I just use it to, make the minor upgrades and the repairs and all of those things. And I'm not really making much money, about $400 if I've saved, because with that rental income, I save 20% of that towards, capital expenditures, things like that.
Yeah, this is not a cash cow. You're just sort of staying afloat.
Exactly.
Okay,
exactly.
Can I just throw something out there and give me your gut response?
Yeah.
Dude, when you get out of the military, sell all this, take $500,000 and buy a really nice place for you and your wife and your kids.
So I'm thinking exactly as you're recommending, John. And I think what we're looking at doing is, and this is the pivot question, is do we sell one or two or all and then take a hiatus for, 1 or 2 years? We've talked about sailing the world, hopping on a sailboat and then enjoying that and then coming back and then getting back into the workforce afterwards. And that's what we're kind of thinking about as like a retirement plan.
That plan feels way more exciting than the current reality of being a, long-distance landlord internationally.
And most of the time when somebody calls this show and they're like, we want to sell everything and get an RV, we're like, please don't do this. Or we want to get a boat. But you're calling us from Naples, Italy, and you got you're one that I would say, dude, get on a boat and go. Because you know what you're doing, you know how to navigate international stuff, you know the realities of that world, and you could cash flow it.
What does your income look like in retirement, quote unquote?
Yeah, so it's a variable number.
If you didn't have real estate income,
but yeah, so it would be probably anywhere between $8,000 and $9,500. So $8,000 and $9,500 roughly. It like I said, it's variable because some of it depends on disability ratings, which I won't know until I get out of the military. But
okay, but when you say like we're taking a pay cut, I mean, kind of, right?
Right.
You're going from $10,000 to $9,500.
You'll still make $8,000 to $10,000 even without re-entering the workforce, is what you're saying.
Right, that's correct.
I think we can make that work, especially with a nice pile of money. Are you guys going to have a primary home?
So we don't at this time, but if we did, we would probably make one of our rental properties our primary, one in particular that we have our eyes on.
I like this plan. I would just sell the other three, pay the one that you're going to stay in off, and then go live your dream.
Okay.
Man, that sounds super. I mean, that gives you the most options possible. And if you ever want to get back into real estate investing, you'll be able to do that. You could stack up cash and go buy something with cash.
Right. And that's kind of what I was thinking as well, is whatever's left over, hoard it, and then try to get back into another property. So,
now we're talking.
Okay.
I like this plan a lot.
Okay.
You became a real estate investor by default, and I want you to do it out of choice this time. If you do re-enter that.
Yeah, and here's the thing. This is me being as honest as I can with you. If you cash out this weekend, if you put all the houses up for sale this weekend, you sell them all within 30 days and you close out, the reality is you got pretty lucky. Because if you had done this exact same thing in 2007, you would be sunk.
Right.
And so it's just saying, I got lucky. We scratched a lottery ticket. This happened to cash out. This isn't a recipe for the rest of our lives. We're going to take that money, put it on a house, have no house payment for the rest of our life, take our base of $8,500 or $9,000 a month forever, and then build an amazing back half of your life, which as a taxpayer, I am happy to this sounds crazy. I'm happy for my taxes to go supporting somebody who's given a quarter of their life to serving the country that me and my family live in. So thank you so much.
Thanks for your service, man. Hope you guys get to live your dream sailing around the world. Bob is up next in Bentonville, Arkansas. What's going on, Bob?
Hey, John. Thanks for taking my call.
You got it, brother. What's up?
No, not a whole lot. I just need to know if I'm really being stupid by not trying to make any more money.
Almost anytime somebody says, hey, am I being stupid? The answer is yes.
Yeah, but I can't spend what I have, and I'm just stacking cash. I don't have anything invested, but I don't need anything invested.
How much do you have?
Yeah, have I got a deal for you? Hang on the line. I'm going to give you my Venmo, and you can just send it this way, and I'll be a good steward of it, Bob.
Leave John and I in your will if we gave you good advice. How about that?
Yeah. I keep between $60,000 and $100,000 cash.
Okay.
And then it's like, I gave my son a $68,000 sailboat, and my other son was getting divorced, so I gave him $34,000 to buy out his wife so he could keep the house.
So what's your total net worth?
Probably $700,000-800,000.
Okay.
We own a house. We have no debt. We drive the premium. One of them's the flagship of a brand, and the other one's a pristine 1990s.
Okay, so you have some paid for cars, paid for house. You got $100,000 in the bank, and you're asking us if this is stupid.
Yeah, I mean, but I don't invest anything. I just like today, I stacked another $3,700 in the safe.
Yeah, here's the thing. Nothing's on fire here. What you're up against is inflation, because your buying power is going down every year, so you need to at least beat inflation, which means keeping it in a safe is not the move. Anything beyond your emergency fund, which I would store in a high-yield savings account online, making 3 or 4% at least to keep up with inflation, anything beyond that, I would be investing into the market, into an index fund, for example, in a non-retirement account at least, so that your money grows, like we've seen over decades, 10 to 12%. And that will help you avoid feeling stupid later on down the road. And you go, wait, every 7 years my money could have doubled, but instead I kept it in a safe and it was losing value every day because I kept cold, hard physical cash out of fear. There's probably something there, John. A little prepper in there going, if it all goes down, I'll have my cash, which I know you connect with.
I connect with that. And there's some Walmart vibes in the air there in Bentonville. So I get it. It's in the air. This is just who we are, pretty frugal. I get it. But yes, I guess if you want to ask George and I what we do have cash in high-yield savings accounts, but we put our money in retirement funds.
The Ramsey Show question of the day is brought to you by YRefi. When the payment on your defaulted private student loan is as much as some mortgages, it's hard to get ahead. And that's when YRefi can help, refinancing to a low fixed rate loan built just for you. So find out more at yrefi.com/Ramsey. That's the letter Y, REFY.com/Ramsey. May not be available in all states.
Today's question comes from Samantha in Iowa. Samantha writes, I'm a stay-at-home mom who lives well within our means. No debt and a very small mortgage that is very close to being paid off. We are very conscious regarding how we spend money. We love to do free and budget-friendly trips, which allows us to meet our financial goals. The problem is most of our friends completely spoil their kids. We're trying to teach our children the importance of saving, but still having fun on a budget. Unfortunately, their friends complain about how boring our house is during play dates because I'm not taking them to do something special. Makes me sad for my kids. How do I prevent my kids from being left out? Ugh.
Find new friends. It's the only. Find other friends who can
get
just
these
hang
little
out
punk
together.
kids out of your house. I'm just kidding. Kids are kids are kids. So George, there's a balance here, and here's what I'm never going to tell you to do. Well, I'll just to Samantha, I'm never going to tell you. You know what you should do? You should buy a whole bunch of gadgets and spend money that is not within your family's value system, and to borrow money so that elementary school kids will like you. I'll never tell you to do that because that's madness. Elementary school kids don't get a vote, and I also understand. I've been there. When my kids are upset because every kid in their class has a smartphone, but them, right? Like I've been there when how heartbreaking it is as a parent when you're trying to hold the line and teach values, and your kid comes home and says, "Hey, I'm the only one getting left out here." I hate that feeling. I've been there, and so I think the challenge here for you, Samantha, is how can we get creative? I'm like you, man. We're kind of boring parents when it comes to. Like, I don't know, we don't go to the trampoline parks all the time and I don't know, whatever
I've been to your house, John. You're like, hey, the woods are right there.
No,
Isn't that fun?
Well, so here's the thing. I've seen kids come to our house and say, and again, we have acres out in the back and we are up next like a real live forest. And so kids go to the woods and they're like, yeah. Not every family, if you're living in a suburb, you don't have that opportunity. But it may be, hey, we're going to meet at the park and I'm going to bring Capri Suns and the kids, and that just shows you that I'm 111 years old. I'm going to bring drinks and the kids are going to go have bananas fun in a park. Or we're going to meet at a local hiking place. Or we can still go outside and do fun stuff, but you are going to have to move past the point that you wish this was at your house, like it is at your friends' kids' houses, and it's not going to be at your house, but it will be at a park. It will be at a different place. It will be on a hiking trail. It will be at a public pool. And kids will have a blast. They will have fun doing that. But they might get bored at your house if you have no things, and that's fine, well, and good. And yes, as George said, there is some truth to begin exploring other friendships for your kid that they can have some fun together.
And they don't have to keep up with, because likely what happens as the kid gets older, they're going to go, well, Mom, she's head to toe in Lululemon, and we don't have any of that stuff, and you only it's just...
I have to play Fortnite on a 20-inch screen. Can we have a 60? Like, okay, got it,
The comparisons will never end if this is the lifestyle you have to keep up with, or else your kids won't have friends, and so there might be a little bit of that. I'm not saying that that's the case here, but there's also the reality that they just might not come over to your house as much.
Yeah.
That's fine too.
Some parents call that a major win, right? But here's my sneaking suspicion, Samantha, is that you're the one feeling this more than the kids are. You are feeling like, man, all these other kids have Apple Watches already. All these other kids have fancy shoes. They all have TVs in the rooms. They all have. And if that's the reality, if honestly maybe one or two kids is mouthed off about your house, fine. They're 7. They don't get a vote. But if you're the one going to bed at night thinking, gosh, I hate it that my kid is the only one, I want to applaud you and tell you in this current day and age, often when a parent says, my kid's the only one, I'll stop them right there and say, congratulations. We need more parents who aren't buying iPads for their 2-year-olds and whose kids aren't playing single-person shooter games or collective games all over the planet. But like, we need more kids without smartphones 24/7, 365. A new study just came out. 13-year-olds and younger that own smartphones have catastrophically different adverse mental health. I just said that like a nerd. Their mental health is worse than kids without them. So we need more parents who say, my kid will be the only one.
Kid with smartphone? Bad. Kid without smartphone? Good.
That's the George way to say that, yeah. So
there's my caveman
all
analysis.
that to say, Samantha, I understand being sad for your kids, and do the next right thing for you and your family. And it might mean changing how you do activity time. It might mean you being honest and saying, dude, there was 2 kids that complained at my house. Forget those kids. It might mean your kids are complaining that they don't have a phone, and that's normal. And I applaud that. I get that.
Whatever happened to good old like water balloon fights?
But here's the thing.
Cheap way to have fun.
If you have kids over to your house and you have buckets of water balloons, I promise they will have fun. They will have a blast. You think playing Fortnite's fun? Let's buckle up, buddy. We're going to do it for real, right? This is called Sam's Night, and everybody gets a bucket of balloons, and it costs $10, right? So there is things you can do at your house. It just takes some creativity.
I love it. Thanks for the question. Wyatt is in Tulsa up next. What's going on, Wyatt?
Hey, so basically, my wife and I have about, let's say $40,000 in various consumer debts, credit card, car loans, a fence, just different stuff. And what we were wondering, I know that like you guys are generally, against like borrowing money.
Not generally, always, but go ahead.
Okay, well, then you may have just answered the question. But basically, we were wondering, would it be smart for us to take out a HELOC and essentially use it as kind of a debt consolidation thing, because the payment on the HELOC is going to be like 20% what we're currently paying on all these other various payments, and the interest rate's going to be like 7.25%.
Yeah, because your house is tied to it. You're trading an unsecured debt for a secured debt, meaning your house is on the block. Exactly. And so this is a terrible idea. It doesn't change any of the behavior. It's not going to change the balance. You'll just feel a little bit better because you have a lower interest rate and a slightly lower payment. It's not going to make the payment 20% of what you're paying now. Where'd you get that math?
Well, I mean, on the various, because right now we have 2 car payments, the credit card payments, it all comes out to about $1,150 a month. The monthly payment on the HELOC loan that we're looking at would be like $270.
Because it's long term with let me remind you, variable interest rate on those HELOCs.
True.
And so this is not the solution to your problem. What got you here is not going to get you out. So what you're doing is just trading one debt for another, thinking, well, I'm very smart now. The best thing to do is just debt snowball your way out of this mess. Why don't you do that?
Sure.
And can I say something, dude? Listen.
Sure.
This is going to sound ridiculous, but if you don't make your credit card payment, you know what you get? A strongly worded letter.
A collector calling you saying, hey, this is not okay. You need to pay.
If you don't if somebody gets sick or you get in a car wreck and you don't make your HELOC, they take your home, dude. This is literally the dumbest thing you can do. is put your family's house on the block. So, like, I get it. It feels all chaotic. I want you to take that chaotic feeling and that sense of, and channel that into, I'm going to work 50 jobs so I can get this stupid stuff out of here.
What's the total debt?
Sure. On the house?
On the balance of your debts, the consumer debts.
So the 40 that we owe in various things plus 126 on the house, so 166.
Okay, so forget the house right now. If you're in baby step 2, we're trying to knock out this $40K. What's your household income?
About 115.
Go back to when you were 20 years old. If you told future Wyatt he's going to be making $115,000 and still be in debt, would you laugh in his face?
Yes.
I mean,
dude.
Maybe.
You remember when we were kids? Like, if I just made $100,000, can you imagine?
I'd be
never
millionaire.
Sure.
Clean it up.
Right.
40K in debt. You make 120 grand. Just knock it out in less than a year. You can do this. 4K a month, 10 months, it's gone. No HELOC needed, no risk, just total debt freedom. That's the answer, my friend. From the Ramsey Network, this is The Ramsey Show, where we help people build wealth, do work that they love, and create amazing relationships. I'm George Kamel, joined by Dr. John Delony, and we're taking your calls at 888-825-5225. Kimberly is up in Dallas, Texas. Kimberly, how can we help today?
Oh, hi. Thank you so much for taking my call. I really appreciate it because this might make you cry and might give you a good math problem to hopefully solve.
All right, let it rip.
Okay. Little background. I'm married to a wonderful man, and we have 3 children, ages 14, 5, and going to be a 4-year-old in about 6 weeks. Our middle child, Wyatt, who's 5, who happens to be the same name as the last caller, he was born at 25 weeks. He had a stroke in my stomach and had to have an emergency C-section, and he was in the hospital in the NICU for 8.5 months.
Wow.
Yeah. During that time, he suffered a bilateral brain bleed, which caused half of his brain to be malfunctioned. With that result, he's nonverbal. The life-saving CPR caused a blood clot to go down to his right leg, which self-amputate his toes, and all knee below is muscle death, so nothing works below the knee.
Okay.
So it's been about 5 years, and he survived the NICU, came home, wonderful baby, sweetest kid you'll ever meet. But my husband and I are just worried that we are not going to be financially able to take care of him, or our children won't be able to take care of him in Texas because he requires so much, like medical attention, doctor's appointments, everything. So we want to know, what can we do to put money aside for him so that he's well taken care of? Because we don't qualify for Medicaid because how much money we make.
Yeah. What is, well, it doesn't even matter. First off, thank you for sharing that. And that's a nightmare for a mom and a dad to go through, right? Watching their most precious thing in the world, like, struggle and have so much challenges. And then there's to get home and then be faced with gajillions of dollars of medical bills, plus the mathematical realities, plus all the services, plus. That's a lot, man.
Thankfully, we are not drowning in medical bills.
Okay.
Do you guys have any debt?
Yeah, we do. We own a house right now. We still owe $299,000 on our house.
Okay.
We have 2 credit cards, but we pay them off every week, so there's no balance on them. And we still have a car payment, which is mine, which is the car we hold Wyatt in, which we're hoping to actually turn into a handicap van, but we still owe $6,975 on that one. And that's it. Yeah.
Okay. So as far as consumer debt goes, you have $7,000. The car loan, is it?
Yes.
Okay. And what do you guys make?
Between the both of us, our annual income together is $250K.
Amazing. Okay. So as far as taking care of your family if something were to happen to you two, right? That's the question?
Mm-hmm. Or take care, if we were to die, heaven forbid, we both have life insurance policies that are our two companies. But one we work for Lockheed Martin, and the other one we work for Dr. Pepper Snapple here in Frisco.
Mm-hmm. How much life insurance do you have total?
Right now, it's about 4 times our salary each. So
is that through your employer?
Yes.
Yeah, you guys need more, and it needs to be outside of your employer. So I would go to Xander's website right now and apply for life insurance through them. And I would aim for 10 to 12 times your salaries. You can go for 10 since you already have 4 times through your employers. And that's going to really be the best thing you can do in case something were to happen to you to replace that income. Because right now you could not replace your income with 4 times your salary in that policy.
It is astonishingly inexpensive for the value return on it.
Okay.
Like you're talking a couple $1,000 a year.
Gotcha. Okay. And so if we do happen to live, happy lives and we, get older, of course, Wyatt will probably be living with us. Our son Chase, right now, he's 14, he's about to be a sophomore or a freshman in high school. And we have Shelby, who is our little girl. They will probably be the ones that will take care of Wyatt whenever he gets older. Because, frankly, retirement homes and special needs homes, they're like a dime a dozen here in Texas.
Yes.
And they're really expensive.
So that you're signing up the kids to be his caretakers?
We hope that he doesn't. He's going to live with us up until, I guess we're very, very old.
Mm-hmm. But you're saying if something were to happen to you two, that would be the plan?
Right.
Okay.
That would be the plan, or we would need to prepare them to hey, please take care of Wyatt. If you need to put him in a home, here are the funds that will help take care of him.
So you need, if you haven't already, y'all need to open a special needs trust.
Okay.
And
we haven't yet.
Okay. Because SSI and Medicaid will be means tested. So if he inherits money directly, he might lose eligibility. That trust protects all of that.
Okay. And how much money what's the maximum they can put in there?
I don't know off the top of my head.
Okay, special needs trust. Okay.
Yeah. And then here's a common challenge of parents with special needs. I spent my whole career working with students in 504 and the ADA world. Okay, is going out 30 or 40 years on a potential problem and trying to solve it right now. And usually it stems from feeling like I'm out of control on this particular issue. I want to control every variable in my life and in my child's life from now until kingdom comes so that there's no more pain and hurt. And what I would tell you is that's an exhausting, not fruitful path. Do you get what I'm saying?
And I'm so scared because,
yes.
I'm afraid that I'm going to be the one who goes first. Everyone.
Okay, hold on. I'm going to stop right there. Stop. That's an imaginary story. Okay. It's an imaginary story because you have no idea. And statistically, your husband is going to go several years before you. Just looking at the data. Okay. So all that to say is this.
Family, all the women in my family died before 50 with cancer, so I'm so scared.
Well, so here's the thing. Let's get full-term life insurance policies on both of us to replace our incomes. Okay. George and I both have life insurance through Xander. We're not telling you to do something we didn't do in our own house. I'm worth way more not alive than I am alive. Let me put it that way. Okay. And that's for my wife, so that she is taken care of, my kids are taken care of. Get with a SmartVestor Pro, and you can go to RamseySolutions.com and check out SmartVestors and sit down with somebody who will walk you through a special needs trust. Okay. And there are aging and disability resource centers, ADRCs in Texas, of all shapes, forms, sizes, and how old are you right now?
33.
33. Okay. When you were 10, this thing called the iPhone didn't exist. Right?
Yeah, right.
The internet didn't exist in the form as we know it. Social media didn't exist. AI for sure didn't exist. So trying to imagine what resources and support is going to look like in 35 or 40 years in a particular support home is like, I wouldn't even spend 1 second of time on that, because who knows? There may be robots that can, like, who knows? So all that to say is, let's solve the challenges in the present. And if you haven't yet, you and your husband go see a marriage counselor to talk about grief, talk about reality, and the things we need to talk about for our own marriage so that we can create a safe home.
Buying or selling your home is a big deal. And with all the clickbait headlines and conflicting data out there, it's hard to know what's really happening in the housing market. So we're here to make the latest trends easy to understand. Median home prices stayed steady last month at about $441,000. The number of homes for sale hit 1 million for the second month in a row, and buyers now have more options and negotiating power, while sellers face more competition. So the average 15-year fixed rate held steady at about 6% last month. So if you're debt-free, you got a full emergency fund, a solid down payment, now could be a great time to buy or sell your home. So if you want to learn more about housing market trends and get free tools to help you buy or sell with confidence, go to RamseySolutions.com/market or click the link in the show notes if you're listening on podcast or watching on YouTube. Tom is in Jacksonville, Florida, up next. How can we help today?
Hey, guys. First, I want to just thank you for changing my life by changing my behavior. So I have a income-driven repayment student loan. It's my last bill that I have.
Sorry to hear that.
Oh, no, it's okay. It's okay. I was told while I was going through the courts that I had till July of 2026, no payments and no interest. So during that time, I've been putting money away. So my balance is $52K. I have saved $32K. I just got a notice this week that as of August 1st, the courts have allowed to start applying interest on student loans. My question to you is, do I apply to $32K on the $52K, get a 0% interest student loan, a credit card, pay it off in 3 months and be good? Or do I make a monthly payment, wait till I think it's the spring of 2028, where I will then be paying 25 years on the student loan, which will supposedly I'm to be forgiven the $34,000 balance. Over that 2-year period, I'll be paying $22,000 on the principal and $6,000 on interest, and I don't know what to do.
So you're telling me you've had this student loan for 22 years?
What a scam. What a scam.
But you've believed the scam for over 2 decades, and you're like, well, I'm hanging on to see if the scam pays off. That's essentially what you're asking us.
Maybe so. I'm just...
Are you married, Tom?
Staying with... What's that?
Are you married?
Yes, I am.
Okay. If your wife 22 years ago said, hey, we have a big fight, I will forgive you 25 years from now. How's your marriage doing for that 25 years while you wait?
Amen, brother. I get the message there.
You're sleeping on the... So I'm just saying...
Hey, can I throw another thing in there? I don't care what side of the aisle you're on. The cool thing now is it seems that everybody's mad. And we haven't been this united in a long time.
That's how America started, was just united anger.
Just anger, yes. They're going to start dumping NVIDIA chips in the Boston Harbor here soon, right? What in the world would give you the idea that anybody in any government office anywhere could be counted on for what they're going to do in the next 3 years?
Point taken. I'm coming to you because this is a discussion my wife and I are having. I do not want to pay another penny of interest, and I want to pay it off. That's why I've been saving and putting money aside for when this came due. My wife thinks it makes more sense to have the $34,000 forgiven I want financial freedom as soon as possible.
Amen.
Even if it's next
Amen.
week.
Okay, so here's the problem. You are measuring something in gallons, and she is measuring something in yards. Both are valid measures, but y'all are talking past each other. What she wants is she wants that $34,000 to stay there, and she wants that forgiven, and I get that. I think that's not going to happen. You want freedom right this second. You're sick of this thing. It's been around for 2 decades. And so what happens is y'all are having the same conversation. You're both talking about measurements, but y'all are using 2 different measurements to try to solve the same problem. And so I think saying, I need this gone. For the first time in 20-something years, I need this out of our lives, period.
That's right. Thanks to you, too, 100K has been wiped out.
No. Not thanks to us. We just run our mouths on the radio, bro. You did it.
I didn't know you existed until 2 minutes ago.
Yeah, you did this, dude.
No, trust me, I listen to you and I'm following, and I can't be more grateful.
Amazing.
And
love to hear that.
I thank you for giving me confirmation on my thoughts being where I need to go.
Can you take this and take it one step further for your wife?
Please tell me how to do that.
Please, God, help me. Here, I want you to ask her. I'm about to send $34,000, or both of us, we're going to decide together. We're going to send $34,000 and get this thing paid off forever. Finally. What about that scares you? And let her speak not from a math problem and not from an intellect problem. This feels dumb because they might in 3 years, whatever. Let her speak from I'm nervous that we're going to take. I found some security in having $34,000 in cash laying around, like in an account, and suddenly I'm going to feel exposed again.
Yeah,
and that's when that's when you can say, "Honey,
sorry.
we can solve that problem. Like we'll send this money, and then we will go all in on replenishing an emergency fund." Because that's my guess as to where she's concerned about.
I think you're dead on there. Guys, I can't thank you, and it's not about the money; it's about the behavior change. And God bless all of you for what you do.
I appreciate that, Tom. Can I
God
ask
bless you, man.
how much you guys make as a household?
I get a lot of overtime, so it varies, but around $220 for the 2 of us.
So you've been making good money for a long time?
No, and that's the key on why I've been paying on this student loan for $22K. We were living off of my wife's income for quite a long time, and I just came into a good paying job in the last 5 years, and I've been making up for my lost time and paying off everything.
I love it. But the last 5 years, you guys been making 6 figures a year?
Each of us, yes.
Okay, so think about this. About $1 million has flowed through your hands in 5 years, and we're arguing over a $50,000 loan.
Oh, that is a good word right there.
That's crazy,
God,
isn't
that's
it?
a good word.
You guys are too successful, too wealthy. You should not be preoccupied with this debt that's been hanging around your necks for your whole marriage. It's just not worth the brain calories anymore. You make $220. Go ahead and chuck the 31 at it, leave you $1,000 in savings. You'll knock out the rest within a few months and be done with it before the end of the year. You'll have replenished your emergency fund by then. By Christmas, you guys will be celebrating completely debt-free with an emergency fund, building wealth for the future, instead of thinking about the past, hoping Uncle Sam decides to keep his word.
This time.
So my final question to you, and hopefully you can trust me, even though you only met me 2 minutes ago. Are you okay with me, because my behavior has changed?
No, I wouldn't do what you're about to say. No. I wouldn't. But
what are you going to do, Tom?
He wants to open a no-interest credit card for 3 months and try to pay it off that way.
I don't want to pay any interest to the government, and I'll still have an $18,000 balance.
I know. I just chalk it up to a stupid tax and pay it and move on with your life. You don't want to get out of a bed with one crook and get in bed with another one.
Okay.
And
that's what I would do in my house.
Do not open a 0% card, Tom. You told us your behavior changed. You told us we changed your life. And if you open up a 0% card, I will unfriend you on Facebook.
You're the guy that's like, no, I don't drink anymore at all. It's cool. I'm just going to pick up 6 kegs for my buddy. And I'd be like,
oh, that's not fair. Okay.
I wouldn't do that.
I get it.
Okay. Just go, dude. And by the way, this will inspire you to get this paid off in 2 months. Like, you'll get rid of this last 18 so fast. Dude, we're proud of you, man.
And then you're gonna beat yourself up going, why didn't I do that 22 years ago? This is insane. We've been playing this game for far too long. We have a life to live. Good luck, my friend. Jacob is in Nashville up next. What's going on, Jacob?
Hey, good afternoon, guys. How's it going?
Good. How are you?
If I was better, I wouldn't be calling y'all.
Fair.
Thank you for the honesty.
What's up?
There you go. Hey, so I'm in Nashville. I run a concrete company. We do about $600,000 a year gross. At the moment, I am about $60,000 in debt, and my profit for my business is about 13%. We average around that, and the reason I'm in debt is because of a check fraud situation. We did a large job. The check ended up bouncing after depositing to our accounts, and now we're kind of swimming around with our heads cut off. I don't have much working capital at all, and I'm not sure where to go from here.
Have you circled back with the person who shortchanged you?
I have. I've been completely blocked, and there's been no contact. Tried the property is vacant. There's nobody there. I'm not sure where to go for. I've tried contacting the authorities. There's a large wait time on that.
So you've reported the fraudulent activity to your bank, right?
Yes, and the bank closed my account.
Okay. And then is there any fraud reimbursement or protection services they offer?
We spent a good chunk of what was there for the job because we have such low profit margins that entire job, or that entire paycheck was essentially going towards the labor and materials.
So what kind of debt is the $60K that you're in?
$45,000 is the check fraud. The $60,000 is from a business loan I took out, let's say about a year and a half ago.
So I'm confused how the check fraud created the debt.
So we didn't have much working capital to begin with. We were between a few different commercial projects. These commercial projects are a lot of times net 60, so we don't get paid for those 60 days. Without the.
So were you using debt to float, and then they didn't pay, so you were stuck with the debt?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So who is the debt owed to right now?
The debt right now is owed to the bank.
Okay. Oh, man. Because my hope is that they can reverse the charge and pull the funds out of whoever cashed it. Because if they cashed that check, they had to cash it into a bank account, right? Unless they did.
Exactly.
So we know where they cashed it. Have you contacted that bank?
I've tried. It's not gone well. Apparently, this is. I've never experienced a fraudulent check activity like this, and it's a little bit confusing to say the least. It was one of those. This guy's out of state, and this is working at a different property. There wasn't enough verification, or we have them on contract, but besides that, it's between. I'm in 2 different lawsuits right now, trying to pay off attorney fees and whatnot.
Oh man,
so it's a tough situation. I'm only 23, so I haven't.
How much money are you making? You said you told us the profit numbers.
My business makes okay money. I'm paying myself basically minimum wage, working 80 hours a week.
That feels like a problem. How long have you been doing that for?
Quite a while. Let's say I've been doing this about 6 years. So
you've been paying yourself minimum wage for 6 years, working 80 hours a week?
Right around minimum wage, yes, sir.
I don't know that you should be in business.
Right.
Could you go work for someone else and make double or triple today?
I don't. I think my experience aligns well. I don't think many people expect that for my age.
Doesn't
and
matter,
my trade.
dude.
I don't know what you're saying.
People need workers right now so bad. If you're good,
if you
they'll hire
applied for a job that was paying minimum wage with your skill set, you would say, kick rocks and pound sand. I'm worth more than that, wouldn't you?
Right.
So why are you willing to take that from yourself?
I'm willing to sacrifice the early years of my life to build something that I can.
But dude, it's been 6 years with no change. You told me.
Yeah,
you're just burning yourself out.
Yeah.
You what?
I drive a 2000 Chevy Silverado. It's got about 300,000 miles on it.
I don't understand what that has to do with anything.
Oh, nothing. It's just the fact that I can't afford much personally.
That's why I'm telling you to go get a job in a similar field, and you'll make double or triple.
And then you'll start doing small jobs on the side, doing small concrete work. I'm actually about to hire somebody to do that at my house, out in the woods.
Right.
You'll do small jobs on Saturdays and Sundays, but you'll have income.
Right.
You need stable income right now, and I would clean up the debt and then hope that you can get reimbursed on the back end. But right now, you can't even afford attorney fees. You're going to be going into debt for that.
Right.
I guess I'll say this as nicely as I can, but brother, you're broke, man.
The check fraud just exposed how risky and broke you actually are.
Yeah, you had a fragile job.
Right.
But I can't blame the check fraud guy for all of your financial ruin that you've caused yourself.
No, you can't. I thought that was a big enough safety net for my company, but when we're dealing with larger jobs like this, it clearly wasn't.
Yeah. And so here's the deal. You learned a really awesome lesson at 23 years old. And I'll tell you, this will be as valuable as a lottery ticket for you going down the road because you'll never do this again, right?
Yeah, absolutely, yeah.
Okay. Now is when you have a choice and you can keep plowing ahead like you are, getting nowhere, and we call that male ego. Right. And it causes a lot of damage to your finances, to your psyche, to your relationships. Or you can swallow your pride, call somebody in this business, because hopefully you have a reputation of being a real hard worker, getting crap done, and start working for somebody and start making a paycheck tomorrow. And if it's as bad out there as my buddies in construction tell me it is, they are desperate for workers, like literally getting desperate. If you show up and know what you're doing and you can operate a forklift or you can operate a front-end loader, you can you can pour concrete, bro, you will get gobbled up by a job tomorrow. And then you start working jobs on the side and build up cash reserves. And then at 27, you're a mogul. Right?
You got time to rebuild, man.
Get off the internet. Get off. You should be by 22. It's nonsense. It's not real. It's fantasy world, dude. And take this as a lesson. I will never leverage me, my company, or my family again.
Caleb's up next in Alaska. What's going on, Caleb?
Hey, how's it going?
Good. How can we help today?
So I have a motorcycle loan that I'm upside down on. I owe $43,000 on it, and it's only worth about $30,000.
This is a nice bike. What is this thing?
It's a 23 Road Glide Harley.
Okay. So you're upside down $13K on that.
Yep. And so I tried applying for a loan to refinance it just to get that monthly payment down and the interest down on it. And I wasn't able to get approved for that due to horrible past decisions.
So you got bad credit?
Yeah, I got bad credit.
What other debt do you have?
So I got about $40,000 on a Tacoma, and I have about $10,000 on credit cards.
What do you make?
I net $3,900 a week.
$3,900 a week. That's good money. So you're making like $11K a month, $12K a month almost.
Yeah, just about.
Amazing. Well, that's your ticket out of this thing. That means you'll have almost the amount you're underwater on slip through your hands in the next month.
Yeah, I mean, I got...
So you don't need a loan. You just need to buckle down, live on nothing, and put the rest toward trying to build up enough to get out of this underwater motorcycle. And then what's the Tacoma worth? You owe $40 on it.
That's worth $38.
Perfect. That's private party value?
Yes.
So you're telling me if you saved up $15K, that would get you free and clear of these loans if you sold them?
Yes. Yeah, about.
I mean, that feels like a solvable math problem when you're making $12K a month.
Yeah, it sounds like 2 months.
If you save up $7,500 next month and the month after that, you've got enough to get out of these underwater cars. Now, you'll need a little bit of money to get something cheap for you to drive around for now. Is there any other vehicle in your life you need to tell me about?
Yeah, so I do have another Tacoma, and that one's paid off.
Sweet.
Solved.
Been paid off.
Done.
Solved.
About 6
It's
years.
the best phone call of your life.
Can you get your expenses down to $3,000 or less in the next month? What are your actual expenses add up to?
So they average about $6,000 a month.
Why?
So I have an apartment or house that I'm living in right now. I travel for work, and that's $2,400 a month.
Can you rent it out? Can you get roommates?
No.
Okay.
I'm unable to. My fiance and baby, and I got 2 dogs there.
Goodness gracious, you got a lot going on, man.
So this is going to be 4 months instead of 2. Still.
You can clean this up, but we got to get control of this income, get your expenses down, and put the rest towards the savings account to get out of these underwater cars. Welcome back to The Ramsey Show. I'm George Kamel here with Dr. John Delony. Our scripture of the day, Genesis 28:15. I am with you and will watch over you wherever you go, and I will bring you back to this land. I will not leave you until I have done what I have promised you. Ozzy Osbourne, R.I.P. I'm about caring, I'm about people, and I'm about entertaining people. I'm a family man, a husband, a father. I've also been a lot of other things over the years, which we don't really want to talk about.
That's
honest.
Well played, Ozzy.
That's honest.
And shout out today, we lost another great one. The great Hulk Hogan.
Hogan at
passed
71.
away today.
Man, a lot of greats
Yeah.
passed this week. Ooh. All right, let's get to the phones. Katie awaits in Detroit. What's going on, Katie?
Hi, guys. Thank you for taking my call. I am a 40-year-old single mother. I was raised in the foster system. I have an 18-year-old and a 19-year-old. One of them is currently on her way to going to college. And side note, both of them have been somewhat homeschooled. We've been schooling online pretty much since COVID, not necessarily by choice, but we've done the best we could. And my son has been working, trying to figure out his thing. But because I was in the foster system, I think, a lot of family members, friends have really come by my side and helped me, supported me throughout the years as I worked and tried to, to do the best I could to raise the kids. And I've never completely... Actually, I'm really terrible with money, to be honest with you. I've lived in survival mode, and I want to be able to teach my children and also be able to know what to do with the resources that I'm provided, because I just feel like I have squandered a lot of it, and I really don't want to do that moving forward.
Katie, how old are you?
40.
40. Will you say out loud, my name is Katie and today is day one?
My name is Katie and today is day one.
There you go. If you can, this is up to you. My hope and wish for you is that you never again say, hi, my name is Katie and I was in the foster system. Because that's not the most important thing that defines you. You have worked and scratched and clawed. You have two teenagers who are heading into college. Can we just stop and celebrate you for a second? That's incredible. You know what this is called? It's called changing your family tree. And your tree is short and it's wonky, but it's changed, right?
Definitely.
Okay. So I don't want you to ever stick your hand out to say, hi, my name is Katie, and lead with what you think is the scariest thing about you so that nobody can weaponize it against you. Okay? Is that cool?
Yes, definitely. Thank you.
Today's day one. We're going to throw our shoulders back. We did a great, great job. And high five to you for being 40 and saying, hey, I want to learn some new skills. I'm tired of fill in the blank, not being able to drive, not being able to get in shape, not being able to handle my money. Today that ends, and we have got you. Is that cool?
Yes.
Party on. We're going to knock that Eeyore spirit right out of you and give you some hope.
I'm so proud. I think I'm prouder of you than you are of you.
Wow.
I want less pity party, more just party. You know what
Yes,
I mean?
more just party.
Same. So do I.
let's get
I'm
you
like,
there.
I turned 40. You guys are amazing. Thank you so much.
Where are you at financially? I don't care about the mistakes of the
I don't
past.
even
Just
know
what's
where to
today's
start,
reality?
to be honest
How much
with
do you make?
Well, technically, I am not working. I don't have an income in terms of like paychecks.
How do you cover the bills?
Income comes in paychecks.
Friends and family. Yeah, friends and family have been supporting me.
Wait, lay it out for me. Like,
so
how many
about
people
4 years
are giving you what, and how are they doing that?
So over the years, I've had, my brother have come together and paid my rent, things like that while I've been working. And then about 3 years ago, 3.5 years ago, the kid's dad moved out of state unexpectedly. And the man I was dating at the time actually generously offered to provide for us financially until I could like stabilize things a little bit and go back to work and things like that. Well, it's been, here we are 4 years later, and it's been a lot harder than any of us ever planned.
You're not in a relationship with this guy anymore?
No.
What's a lot harder? What do you mean?
Well, I think that the kids resented me, number one. They weren't in school. So it was like COVID for 4 years on top of the fact that they hated me because Dad left, and it was just a lot of changes, and just there's just been a lot of.
Okay, so here we are. It's day one. We're gonna go get a job today. You need that financially. You need that dignity-wise. And I don't care if it's a minimum wage job. I don't care if it's at Home Depot, if it's at Arby's, if it's at Taco Bell, if it's at a local, I don't know what your trade is. I don't know what if you're a nurse, I don't know what it is. But for your sanity and for your dignity, I want you to go get a job ASAP. Any job. It's not going to be your forever job, but it will be a job that you get up and have to shower for and go to, and they will pay you money.
It's a path toward independence instead of codependence. And that's part of it's a path to independence instead of codependence. Because so far, everything's been codependent. I need everyone else. That was great for a season, but we got stuck there in a coma, and we need to snap out of that. And that means bringing in your own income. The kids are 18 to 19. They're okay. They don't need you day in and day out. And so what were you doing before when you were working?
I did hair, I bartended, I served, I did office work, I cleaned houses, I did a lot of things.
Awesome. So you're not scared of hard work, you're not scared of getting dirty, you don't have any ego when it comes to that stuff, which is amazing. So good. Today, day one.
Do you have any current licenses to where you can jump back into any of those fields?
I do. I have my cosmetology license.
Sweet.
Perfect. So I would go get a job doing that and then bartend on the side as well, nights and weekends, and start to bring in enough income to cover all of your bills. That's your A1 goal.
I want you to have a 90-day financial independence plan. How can I get my living expenses low enough and my income up high enough that I don't rely on anybody else for money? Okay?
That's really overwhelming. Can we start like baby steps? Maybe I start like
we're baby steps.
The baby step is get a job.
Get a job.
Then use that money to cover your bills, with the end goal being I have enough to cover my bills and have some left over. That's called margin. That's breathing room.
Here's the thing. As of right now, my overhead is taking care of his kid.
That's the problem.
That's the problem.
I know it's a problem. So, but do I?
Who is it being covered by right now?
My boyfriend.
So you do have a boyfriend. Is he living with you?
No.
Okay. And how much is he giving you a month?
So I have a $5,000 credit card, which I do a lot of things for his house and his family, and there aren't really. It's a source of stress for both of us.
Correct.
So what you're telling us is this situation isn't working, and so therefore let's not rely on this money. So you're telling me they give you a credit card with a $5,000 limit, and they pay the balance?
$500. He gives me $500, and that's monthly, which
So he's not your boyfriend. He is your boss.
Yeah, exactly.
He is your boss.
Is he controlling?
$500 a week, and then he gives me. He pays my rent, and he pays all of my bills.
Okay, we are going to work in 90 days to get off of his system. You know this is unhealthy, and I also know, I can tell by your voice, that you're hedging how bad this actually is, correct?
Yes.
Yes, this is a very bad situation.
This is
You know
not
it.
healthy.
No.
It's not healthy for anyone.
Okay.
Like, he's got a great family.
Then you have to make a 90-day plan to get off this thing. I will earn enough money to make my own bills.
You're going to be homeless if he cuts you off tomorrow. You understand that, right?
I know that.
Okay.
And he
Please,
probably
I
likes it
live
that
in
way.
that
He
fear.
likes that level of control.
I live in that fear.
I know. So but stop living in the fear and go do the next thing. And if he's abusive and if he's unsafe, then you've got to go talk to somebody, okay? So hang on the line. We're going to hook you up with 1,000 resources, okay? We're going to hook you up with FPU, Financial Peace University. We're going to hook you up with $Every$, the premium version, so you can start practicing and learning your own budget. We're going to hook you up with 1 call with a financial coach and 3 months of BetterHelp, so you can start seeing a licensed counselor from your house, from your computer or your cell phone. We got you with resources. You have to take the next first step, my sister. We believe in you.